So, Greg says I'm a princess.
Does he? Why is
Yes.
that?
Because I said I wanted to go to Brooklyn next weekend because there's this rooftop bar that like looks over, I guess it's the Hudson. And he's just like, "You're such a princess." And I'm like, "Because I want to go to a rooftop bar?" All right, I guess I'm a princess.
Okay, well, I want to crown. I'd say I want to crown our tiara.
Yeah, she wears a tiara. I'm like, well, since I'm a princess.
He would be giving you the royal treatment. Well, hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Of course, I'm Aaron, and joined by Tommy.
Hello.
Hello, and we are officially live.
Yes, our very first Queers and Soaps live. And today we're going to be checking in with Dynasty, the current season. Mm-hmm. And we have a very special guest.
So let's get started. Hello, James.
I was getting down. Like, okay. I was like, all righty. And I saw my face.
I know.
My famous photo shoot. I used that picture. Hi, guys.
Hi.
I arted. Sorry.
So last time we talked about Dynasty, Aaron and I had not seen who was in the coffin yet.
Right.
This is like part 3. We've talked about kind of like 5 episodes here and there. So we're up to the coffin, the funeral scene. So I can finally talk about it. Tommy was behind for like weeks. I couldn't say anything. It was terrible.
And surprisingly unspoiled. Nothing on social media spoiled me, surprisingly.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, same here. They didn't do anything. Before we start, I do want to say something just because it just happened. I was announced. It's not Dynasty related, but it is kind of soap-esque related. Willie Garcia played Stanford, passed away from Sex and the City, and I'm just and I'm just like, that's really sad. We don't know why yet, but I'm just really sad. And a lot of soap fans watch Sex and the City, watch Dynasty, watch all these shows. So I want to give a shout out to him and his family. Dynasty, yes, Dynasty. I'm caught up. I'm caught up for the whole season.
Yes.
Were you shocked who died?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Completely. Completely. I didn't know who to be because remember a couple seasons ago it looked like Jeff was going to die, and then then he didn't die, and like so, and then it looked like Alexa was going to die. She didn't die. So like it's been very interesting. I thought Crystal was going to die because they keep killing crystals. They didn't do that this time, so I was very shocked. But I don't know how much you watched after that. I'm like,
he's all caught up now.
Okay, yeah. So but he's still on the show. Basically, they found a way to utilize Alan and his character on the show very uniquely. But yeah, I was like, the Empire did the same thing. They had a whole thing where we saw there was a killing at the end of the season. We don't know who it was, and then the whole season went that direction. Like Days of Our Lives had the whole time jump. We were finding out who actually got killed, whose baby. It's an old time device, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a soap trope, but usually it's just one episode. But when I kept seeing him still in the credits, I'm like, they're keeping him around somehow.
I feel like he's done more dead than he did alive.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still here. So, but I was shocked. I was like, oh, they're killing that character off.
See, I really thought they were going to go with Steven, but at this point, I really think they have just completely forgotten about Steven. Like, he's not even in this world anymore. No. So he wasn't even an option to kill off because he's not there.
It's so weird. It's so weird. You're like, he's not there for his father's funeral. They have Amanda now on the show. They're not even mentioning Steven at all. I'm like, okay.
And we know they know how to recast, so I don't know why they don't just recast.
Well, they used what the original Dynasty did to Steven. They used that on Alexis. So we don't know what to do.
That's what I enjoy about the new Dynasty is that they're doing things that the old one did, but with a new twist. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes it's a different character or just the circumstances are different. But we just kept saying with the coffin, we're like, it's somebody that Fallon cares about. And we're like, who does she care about?
That's why I didn't think it was Anders. I know she cares about him, but I didn't feel like she cared about him that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't. I was happy though. Later, they had Sammy Joe feel something because they're so enraptured with Kirby and what she was going through. I'm like, they really worked hard to make that Anders Sammy Joe relationship they're really close.
Yeah.
They're very close. Now they've moved him on to Michael, and they're very close. But it's like him and Anders were very close. And I was like, wait for something. Episodes later, he finally kind of felt something about it.
The way he died, I was like, why?
I know.
It reminded me of Dawson's Creek when Dawson's father with the ice cream.
Why'd you have to go there?
Because it was the same thing.
Well, now I'm sad. I love Mitch. He was so attractive.
I didn't watch the Creek, so I can't comment.
Oh, okay.
So. I know it was a huge show. It was a huge show, but I know who they are, but I didn't watch it. Like a friend of mine was like, "Do you know what's Gossip Girl?" I said, "No, I didn't watch that one either. I know of it, but I didn't watch that one either."
Gotcha.
So, here lately, what has been your favorite thing, like storyline?
I like the Amanda storyline actually. They found a way to keep Adam. Adam is creepy. He's always creepy. Yeah. He's super creepy.
Yeah, Adam, and they comment on that too.
But Amanda's caught on that he's creepy. There's something off.
Yeah,
I kind of like that. I'm starting to like. Anything to do with Fallon is just my girl. Anything to do with Fallon, I just love her. Anything with her. And actually, I do like the Michael and actually I like all the storylines. Actually, I don't know if a favorite. I really do like the show. I'm so shocked I love it. Each storyline has its own great parts to it that I like, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I'm not liking is them trying to like put a wedge between Fallon and Liam. I'm like, they just got married. Can we have a little happiness? Just a little. Like, I'll take a smidge. Like, they're already on a break.
But I think that's the point, right?
Yeah.
The point is they're gonna find their way back to each other. I feel like they're end game. I feel like they're always gonna be end game.
Yeah.
But there'll be a few problems. And this happy chick who, she's doing her stuff at Homeboy, the English guy. I think there'll be distractions, but I think they'll find their way back to each other.
I hope so.
The episode where Fallon did an edible and she like went into her dream world, I was like, oh, she's gonna sing. I was like waiting for it.
And she didn't. I was so disappointed. I was waiting for her to sing too.
Like, well, Elizabeth, but she is directing too. I saw she directed one of the episodes. I was like, oh, Elizabeth Giles did the directing.
Heather Tom has directed a few episodes too, and when I saw her name pop up, I was like, oh, okay, keeping it in the soap family.
Yeah, mm-hmm. She is. And I want to say, did Kimberly McCullough direct one too, or a couple of them too? Or she's directing some stuff too. So I mean, I know they're getting folks in it who know the genre, who actually know the genre, and they know it really well. So, and for Elizabeth, good for her. Female directors, good for them.
Mm-hmm. So we had a little guest appearance by Laura Layton.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I was a huge So back in the '90s, when you guys were children. My best friend and I used to host Melrose Monday parties at our house in San Francisco. And everybody would come over and we'd watch Melrose Place. We watched Ally McBeal and Melrose Place. Those are our two things we watched. But anyway, so for one Halloween, I like to find those pictures. Me, my best friend Nick, and our friend Todd was 3 Michael Mancini's. I was Sydney, of course. He was Jane. And another one was... So it was this really fun... I love Sydney. Sydney was my girl. I was pissed when they killed her off after she got married. I hated that whole thing. They killed her off on. I hated they killed her off. She was such a fun character who could do drama, comedy. Love the red hair. So it was good to see her back.
Yeah, I'm just saying that she didn't have any scenes with Grant Cho.
I was too.
Too meta. Do I know you from somewhere? And I think it's just sometimes that's good. So you're like, yeah, okay, that's fine.
I still have to watch Fantasy Island because Josie Bissett, I think Laura Layton, and was it Daphne Zuniga?
Yes.
The 3 of them were on Fantasy Island together.
Yep.
So I gotta check that out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I love and they had a ball. They had a blast. They said playing like that group of friends, which wasn't a far stretch, I'm sure.
I hated the character of Joe Mo's place. Put upon she always had things happening. It was like, oh my god, it's got my nerves.
In real life, she's best friends with the creator, so he wrote her good stuff.
He sure did. That's another show. But yeah, we saw Laura Layton, which was great. They pop people in there sometimes. Like, oh, okay. It was very
nice. Kirby was a coke addict for 2 episodes or 3 episodes, and now she's better.
That's the thing I love about Dynasty. Something can happen in 1 episode, and you're like, I'm cured.
But they did work it out with her and try to make amends with people. I actually kind of like that. And her and Sammy Joe. They actually did play that out a little bit. I mean, it was quick, but they played it out. I thought that was very cool, actually. I was very impressed they did that.
I would have liked to have seen Kirby deal with her grief just a little bit longer. I mean, maybe it's because she wasn't as close to her father, I guess, technically. So,
I like how she thought she had a secret sister, or like,
oh, that was
redhead. She was a redhead and everything. It's like, oh my god, oh my goodness, that's very cute.
She's like, no, I'm not related to you.
I'm interested to see where she takes the Carrington secrets.
Yes.
I was surprised he did that because Kirby's messy. So
that makes for a great show.
It sure does.
No, it'll be interesting to see, what they do with the character of Kirby. Because in the original, of course, Kirby was with Adam. There's a whole bunch of things happened with that, and they broke up her and Adam. But maybe they'll get it back. There was a little moment.
It's weird. I liked her. I didn't like the original Kirby and Adam together. But I like this Kirby and Adam together. I think because they're like both the right amount of crazy for each other, and it's just they work well together.
They do. I agree with that completely. So I want them back together. They had a little moment where they were he was looking in on her, and they had a close little moment for a second, and he kind of ran off. But it's the Carringtons are crazy. The Carringtons are crazy. So anybody who's involved with them, it's just kind of crazy. It's crazy with them.
Kirby's been through it this season. Was she shot or stabbed earlier in the season?
Shot.
She was shot.
No, she was stabbed.
Stabbed. She overdosed. She was in a coma. Like
her dad died.
She's been through it.
Yes, she hasn't been through it. But the one person I'm starting to like now is Dominique. I always felt like that was Dominique came on. See, the original Dominique Devereaux was no shrinking violet. I mean, Diane Carroll was a quintessential bitch on television and owned it. This Dominique, she's kind of a bitch, but she was always, everything kept happening to her. But now she's finally in control. And so I'm like, okay, now I'm happy. And this Grady guy has showed up. And so now I'm ready to see it. Her and Jeff are getting along. And so now I want to see what goes on with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I didn't care as much for Dominique at first. I like the actress, of course. Which is gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
But her character, I was like, come on, let's give her something to do.
This version, she doesn't seem to be able to catch a break, and now I feel like she is. She has great comedic timing. I think she's cool.
When she was talking about Michael, when he tried on that jacket. And then, like being all sexual and things. I was like, oh, I loved it.
She was like, take it off, and she was like, wouldn't be the first time I told you that.
I always mention that. It's just like, ugh. I just want to say hello to everybody in the chat room. You have all these people in the chat room. Hello, chat room people. Hello, Candace Mack. Of course, she's here.
We love Candace Mack.
Hi, Candace. Love you, girl.
And Kirsten's in there, and Cliff something 21. Yes. Hello, you guys. Hello, everybody. Cliff. Hello, Cliff.
We're still learning our little new software we're using here, so
that's why I'm here. I know what to do. You know,
that's why you're our mentor, James.
Yes, that's what I'm here for. You guys are stars. You guys are stars. It's Clifford. Oh, you're a big red dog. Now I see it. Oh my god! Old people. My spectacles on for a second. I'm like, Cliff. I'm like, what is that? It's Clifford the big red dog. Okay, then I see it. Okay. Okay.
So, what did you guys think of the whole Leo storyline with La Mirage.
I'm so glad it's over.
Organized crime.
So glad it's over.
Me too.
It felt, I don't know, it felt like it was like a lot of build up, and then it was just kind of like swept away.
Good. I was like, sometimes I don't need it. I'm just get it and keep moving. Let's pretend it didn't happen.
I feel like the mob stuff or things like that, it's a little overdone. So this is the one time I was okay that Adam pulled the plug.
Yeah, I know it's a TV show and it's also Dynasty, but I just feel like organized crime, if you take out the boss, there's always a number 2. So I just find it hard to believe that somebody else didn't come into the picture, but whatever. It's over.
They still can.
That's true. That's true.
Some things come back. They bring things back sometimes.
I just was kind of shocked they tried it again after Ada. Was that her name? Season 2? When Michael worked for that crime family, crime boss, whatever. I wasn't too bored.
Oh, yeah.
I got kind of bored with that, so.
I'm not a mob person. I did like Sopranos, but besides that, General Hospital was not. I'm not a fan of the Guza years on General Hospital. I'm not a fan of those. I'm not a mob person, so I'm like, keep the mob to the minimum. I'm like, just give me some story. Give me a regular story. I'll take a person possessed, but give me mob. I'm like, no, I'm not interested.
Don't get us on a days rant now, James.
Today's episode is so good. I'm like,
I haven't watched it yet.
TV right now. It's must see TV. And shout out to Don. Oh my God, I was going to say his name wrong. To Bill Hayes, who's 96 years old. I'll give it to him. He is working it out.
That's what I was telling Tommy earlier. I was like, I hope I'm that good at 96.
Come on, I'm gonna be at 53. Shit, that's next year. I'm gonna get that. Anyway, back to Dynasty. Yes.
Back to Dynasty.
That mob storyline is over. That's over.
Is there a story? Is there a character from the original we want on the new one? Because I really want Sable to come on.
I haven't seen Sable, but I know who plays Sable, so I want her to come on.
That's the only reason I want it is because I know who played the original one. I love her. And I think that's why I want Sable to come on.
I think there's too many bitches right now.
That's a fair point.
That age group, it's just too many of them. You got Dominique, you got Alexis. I think there's a bunch happening right now. So I think that's a good question. I want them to bring Steven back, actually. That's what I want them to bring back. I want Steven back. I want Steven and Sammy Joe back together. I want them back together. Yes. And let's go that direction. And there are no kids. I'm really shocked that nobody's having kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the last baby there was Claudia.
Where's little Claudia? They're all gone. Claudia was bad. She's gone. Nobody had no kids running around.
That's
very shocking.
Yeah,
Claudia's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's alive. Yeah, played by Brianna Brown, who was from General Hospital. Played Lisa Niles. She was crazy. There's no kids. I'm just saying that most shows have a pregnancy or two, and kids are born. And there was little Christina. It was Blake and Chris. They had that. And then there was LB, little Blake. And I was like, oh, he's a little kid. And there's just none. Nobody's pregnant. I'm just shocked.
There was, I think, when we first saw Crystal get sick or showing symptoms or whatever, I was like, she's pregnant. I was like, they should have just wrote her pregnancy into the show, but then they went the tumor route. Yeah. So I thought they were gonna do the baby Christina story with her being pregnant.
Yeah. Well, I thought we found out she had a brain tumor. We're going to see her throw plates. I thought we're going to get that. Yeah, I thought that was. I was like, oh, that's got to be coming.
Do you think we're going to get a Rita storyline?
I hope not. Don't do that. Not every storyline on Dynasty was the greatest. I don't want to see alien abductions. I don't want a Dynasty to the Colbys. I want none of that. Don't do any of that, please. I do not want any of that. Nope. No Miles Colby. No, whatever call those other Colbys. None of them. Leave them.
Didn't Matthew Blaisdell come back in the original after being presumed dead for a bunch of seasons?
Yep.
I wonder if that'll happen too.
And Mark Jennings, who was Crystal's first man, and he was a tennis man. He came as they have. There's all these little minor characters, but actually, they forget that Blake, well, they have the new show. Blake and him have a brother, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to come on because the dad already did his due. He's dead. Bring the brother on and have Blake and Dominique fight against him.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean they did a little bit of the wasn't the later seasons. There was like some kind of hidden treasure talk or something, which they kind of did that with the diamonds under the mansion.
Okay, so I'm getting really nervous with all this like space race talk with Jeff, and I'm like, if they have Fallon abducted at the end of this season,
that's what I said. I'm like, no Fallon abductions, please.
If they were going to do that, they should have did that with the edibles. That would have been a fun time to throw in a crazy storyline like that, but it not be real.
Maybe they'll allude to it and then have it not be real.
I hope not. I hope not. No.
So what else? Oh, Blake is running for senator or mayor.
Yeah, senator.
Senator.
So that's kind of cool. I think that storyline will be interesting. Like I said, they acknowledge there's a lot of skeletons in the closet already, so they already acknowledge that.
Well, I mean, we've seen in the real world, it doesn't matter if you're clean or not.
Very timely. Very timely. So I thought that's kind of cool. And to have Amanda actually work for him and having Chris work for him. I think that's kind of like the characters are coming together. I like that.
I like that she quit that. Like, she was like, I'm out. It's like, ooh, someone's standing up to Blake. That's it. Okay, man.
He like that. He like that. He wants his kids. I guess he wants his kids to kind of stand up to him. He doesn't. It's like so weird, like the weird parent thing. It's like you're proud of them, but then you're like, don't do that to me. There's everybody else, not to me.
Do you think Fallon's gonna hook up with the British guy?
Well, as we were saying earlier, I hope not. But then is Homeboy gonna hook up with Homegirl? So it's kind of like these two outsiders. There's something going on. There may be kisses, and there might be a kiss on each part. I don't know if they'll sleep together fully, but I'm hoping that Fallon them I hope they find their way back to each other. I feel like they belong. I didn't think I wanted Liam around that much. I thought, he's fine, whatever. No, I really like it. Now he's part of. I like when they were working together and when they were like, so he went a little crazy. She had to rein him in. I'm like, I want them to remember they've gone through a lot too, actually, to be together.
He had amnesia. She had to remind him that he loved her.
That's what I feel like they're endgame. I feel like they're endgame. Like they're just a couple. They're John and Marlena. They just can't. You can't help it. They're Sonny and Carly or whatever. They just can't help. They can't help it. They do.
My thing is, he knew she was a workaholic.
Right. It's one thing to know and then be in it.
Well, they got married because she like trying to steal company.
Yes,
so,
but there's one thing to know and one thing. We all are very judgy. We look at somebody else, but then you get in and you're like, I see it. You think you'll change it. You think you'll fix it. You think it'll be different. It never is, folks. It's all a lie, but you think it will.
The three of us know what it's like to build an empire.
Yeah.
A dynasty.
A dynasty, yes. Dynasty.
But he did know. But I think it's still he was hoping to be a little different because they were at some point they were kind of meshing together, but somehow she just went that way.
I like him because he wasn't in the original, so it automatically brings something new to the table.
Well, it gives you that element of suspense because you don't know what's going to happen to him because he's original to, like you said, the series.
Yeah, you don't have a reference to be like, maybe we'll do
maybe that's what they do with Steven. They're like, no, what? We're just going to pretend like he doesn't exist and leave people in suspense. Like, ooh, where's Steven? What's happening to Steven?
Isn't he in a mental institution in like Europe or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It was just, it's like Michael. Michael's a character that was not, I mean, he was kind of, there was a Michael that was a driver, but this whole character is very different than what that was.
Oh, yeah. They took pretty much the driver, that aspect is where it stops with the differences between the characters. Well, and they both slept with Alan.
Well, yeah.
I like this one better.
Oh, yeah, this was way better, of course. And I love, my favorite relationship is him and Sammy Joe. That's my favorite relationship.
I think I told Tommy once, I was like, I don't know what it is, but if they want to pair those two up, I'm fine with that. Maybe Michael wants to test the waters.
I actually like them not together. So they're the straight.
I know, but part of me is just like, yeah, well.
You're soap, so that's your point. You're the queer part. I know because one of my best friends is Flo Boyce, and he's straight, and I'm gay. And we have this great relationship that's flirty and funny and all this stuff. But he's straight, and I'm gay. I kind of like that aspect of them, that they're very much.
That is a good thing to see on TV because a lot of people think
yes.
a straight person and a gay person can't be friends and it just be fun.
And they're people of color, which I love. They're each of color. We don't see much of that either in terms of friendship on soaps. So it's kind of cool. They both are of color. One's gay, one's straight. They're both intertwined in the whole Carrington family drama. They know what it's like. And they really do look out for each other. I just love how they're.
I do like that, yeah.
They're kind of they're funny. They're funny, but they look out for each other, and I like that Jeff and Michael are friends too. Also, I'm glad they're awesome.
I love Jeff's suits. His everything he wears, I'm just like, he looks so good.
Always.
I need the budget they have so we can get suits like that for our show, Tommy.
Yes, I have that budget. No, he looks good. He always looks good. They always have him dressed just so sharp. That's the thing. He's a Colby. Well, he's a Carrington. He's a Colby.
Yeah, him, Jeff, Sam, and Fallon are my favorite people for their wardrobes. Like normally I'm not a wardrobe person. I love I love seeing what they're going to wear each week.
Yeah,
I like Fallon because sometimes she wears very 80s like puffy sleeves. Yeah. So I like her too.
Homage. That's the whole homage to.
But even Alexis too. Sometimes some of her outfits, I'm just like, that's a little out there, but okay, she's pulling it off.
I kind of like it. I mean, I like this Alexis. Nicholas Sheridan had to leave the show, folks. She had to take care of family stuff. I've met Nicolette in person. She's a very nice person, actually. And she take care of family. That's why she had to leave. And she was a great Alexis, and she could have been really wonderful if it kept continuing. But this is what Elaine Hendricks. I like her. I think she's hilarious.
Oh, I do too.
And
I like her too.
I remember watching her in The Parent Trap, and I'm like, ooh, you're the perfect, the best bitch there is.
There you go. Exactly.
The only way to know. That's the only way I can think to say it.
She's probably the nicest person on earth in real life.
Oh, I bet she is. I would love to meet her.
Me too. It's usually the ones that are the ones that play real bitches. Like when I just interviewed Kimberly Brown and played Sheila this weekend, and she's the nicest person on earth. I mean, she's completely hilarious and funny. But if she turns on Sheila, you're like, I'm scared. I'm like, so probably Elaine Hendricks probably say it's probably the nicest, sweetest person.
I enjoy Alexis and Jeff's relationship. They're like the most civil ex-spouses ever.
Because they went into their marriage literally for a reason.
Yeah,
and they actually liked each other. They actually got. I think they found they liked each other.
Yeah, I love their relationship.
Me too. It was great. It was very refreshing, unusual, and they get each other. They just get. I mean, Jeff just smiles like, oh my god, like he gets her.
Yeah.
He totally gets her.
So Sammy Joe hooked up with Crystal's brother.
And who was it hot?
Oh,
did they allude to him in the past being?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure because nobody was like, what?
I was like, yes.
Yes, I was like, yes, I don't know who he is, but I was just like,
he was like, they're 70 feet away on an app that I don't use that often.
That was hilarious. I love that. I love it. I mean, he's hot. It was hot. And again, it was just I can just see two Latino guys getting on it. I'm like, you don't see that very often on TV either. I'm like, I'll take it. Yeah. I'm like, I will take it. Like,
I don't think we've seen the last of him.
For Sammy.
We have it. The guy that they put, the stripper Sammy Joe was with, stripper lawyer. That's the oldest story in the book. Stripper while you're going to law school. He just did not fit well with Sammy. Like I felt like they were trying to push him honest. For me, he didn't fit with them. I just thought he was kind of boring.
He was on Young and the Restless as Kyle Abbott a few years ago, and that's all I could see was Kyle Abbott.
Well, he's an avid gardener like I am, so we talk about gardening all the time. He's also on Chicago, I think 19 or whatever. That's what the show, Chicago Med or something.
Station 19.
Whatever those shows are. But he's on one of those shows. But no, he is. I think he's cute, and I so maybe because I like him outside the shows, I actually liked him here.
I like him outside the show. I just didn't like him with Sammy Joe. I don't know what it was, but I was like, you two have no chemistry.
I liked when Sammy Joe got was it a Backstreet Boy? Yeah, a Backstreet Boy to sing to.
That was funny too. It was like, okay, great promotion, of course. But he was better than there was another guy that Sammy Joe had. He was good looking, but I didn't feel any chemistry.
Oh, the PR guy.
Yeah, I was like,
that breaks up.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, like fine. But yes, but I see Sammy Joe, the actor, used to be on Empire, and he was with on that too. So I was like, we like him. He's been around for a while. We like him. But I really love that character. I love that character because he does bring heart and silliness and fun and seriousness. What a great actor. He's a really great actor.
Yeah. So what else went on? Are we missing anything?
So Sammy Joe, so Amanda is now good with Fallon. I love the little times they had together, the drinks they're having together, and they're kind of getting closer. Adam is against her still, so of course that's why she's going to work at the hospital now. So that should be very interesting.
Oh, I love that she stood up to him when she's like, oh, I was like, oh, and he just looked a little like, oh, maybe I'm.
Yeah, he did. I'm very excited. I like that idea. So there's that storyline. So Dominique actually has the clothing line is good now. So that's up and running. That's going. She's going to try to help Blake with the black voters. So I think it's very interesting. Like sure, try to work that out. Then she has this Grady character who turns out they're still married.
Yes. Okay. So
they're still married.
Is he the father of her stepdaughter that she brought into town a few seasons ago?
No. He isn't because they said they were married only a year.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was married under. He said Millie Cox, which is from the original. That's her birth name, Millie Cox. Jeff goes, "Oh, that's my mother's legal name or government name," whatever he said. And so they're still married, but she said they're only married a year, and then he left her basically.
Yeah,
I think the stepdaughter comes from another husband. Well, I mean, before that. Probably.
Okay.
Well, she admitted that to Alexis when they were stuck in the mine with the jewels or the diamonds, whatever it was.
Yes.
But then she was like, I was just kidding.
They brought him on. Later on, they brought on they played Billy D. Williams' character, but he was just a guy from her past where the guy, one of the other guys, white guy, was her daughter's father.
Okay.
I've got the name of her daughter. Jackie or Troy, so I forgot her name. What her name was, but that was another guy. So I don't know what. Again, this show twisted everything around. I don't know what this guy. I think she said we were only married a year. She told Jeff that. When Jeff found out they're still married, that means the money she's making right now,
he's entitled to.
Oh,
that's what I tell you. That character. Little side note. I know I have the weirdest facts. That character was on Girlfriend. He played a character who owned the restaurant the girls would always go to, the 524 or 527, whatever it was, and he actually kissed Joan. There was a whole thing about that. So that's from 20 years ago. I remember from that.
Oh wow!
I used to watch that show here and there. It's really funny.
I do the after show on TLG. So check it out. My favorite shows of all time. I love that show. He's from that, so they pulled that actor from somewhere. I haven't seen him in a couple of 100 years. I'm like, there he is. That's what he's doing. So there you go. Like I see actors still working. It's hard out there for an actor. I'm glad they're still. CW's employing some people. I haven't seen in a while.
I liked when Fallon tried to have her own fashion line, and she had the outfit sewn onto her and the sleeves ripped off.
So
when Dom was like resewing it, the way she was doing it, I was like, you can't sew with those nails. She was just really like dainty with it, and I was like, those hands did not sew anything.
Now, beside the point, Tommy. Beside the point.
Paying too close attention.
Dramatic license. So there's that. They're trying to get the Mirage all upgraded, and that's going. So I mean, it can't go. It has to go on without it. It has to be a hitch in there somewhere. I mean, something's going to happen. I think with that, for sure. You got Kirby trying to find. Yes.
Dex should come on.
Someone mentioned that too. Someone mentioned that. That's where I go.
Yeah, because Alexis hasn't really had a good relationship storyline.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta wait now because they can't do it now because now they have the Dominique going through it at the moment. So you gotta wait till that dies down and bring in again. It's like as some of us are writers. I look at it as a writer and as a like saying, okay, that's not. Then you have to kind of wait a second because that's a great idea too. Why not? Why not bring Dex on?
We know we already got renewed for season 5, so maybe he'll be a season 5 character.
Yeah. Nice. That'd be really nice. And hopefully be somebody formidable. Be somebody, of a name of sorts. I don't know who. I think anybody from the top of my head, but somebody a name.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Name. May what's his name? Michael Nader, rest in peace, because he passed away not too long ago.
Yeah, I thought of him and I was like, oh my god, Dex.
Yeah, he's dead in real life. So, but there's they can replace with somebody of Grant Show's character like that timeline. A good Dex could be what's his name who played Michael Mancini on Melrose Place. That'd be kind of funny. Thomas Calabro.
Oh yeah,
that would be cool.
Comedy, drama. I thought he was one of those. It's not the Melrose Place show, but I thought he was one of the underrated characters on Melrose Place. Also, he was so good. Good.
Surprisingly, this is almost 30 episodes of the show, and we have not talked about Melrose Place. Like, we haven't done a Melrose Place episode.
Yeah. I guess
it felt like an obvious subject, so that's why I guess we've been avoiding it.
Well, of course, I brought it all up. I'm like, I'm bringing up Melrose Place.
Oh, that was my first favorite primetime show.
It somehow sprinkles itself throughout episodes, but we haven't had like an episode dedicated to Melrose Place.
That's the thing. We keep doing this for another 30 episodes, and then finally, number 70 or 80, it's Melrose Place talk. Finally. Just let it pop every once in a while. Just keep talking about it, here and there. So, great show. But anyway, so I think so there's that storyline.
I like Alexis's new loft.
That's cute. It's cute. She fixed it up cute.
She had her own loft in the original too, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's cute. It was a cute place. Mm-hmm. Very bright, open. I like Atlanta. Atlanta's cute. I've been there many times. Hot Atlanta. I've been there many times. I can't do the humidity and heat, but I like the actual. Oh my god! Like my hair would be like. But no, I like the humidity. Your hair, Tommy, would be like this.
Same.
I just sweat too much.
I sweat too. I'm sweating now. In LA, it's 90 degrees right now. I'm sweating already in here. So it's but it's a beautiful city in terms of it has lots of greenery plus cosmopolitan as well. So they did a great job with the sets. I love the mansion. I love La Mirage. And they did a great job with all the sets. The set design is really good. Like I said, the costumes, the outfits are really good. It's a diverse cast, which we have to say. The original Dynasty wasn't diverse. This is a diverse.
No,
this is a diverse cast. I really, really enjoy it. All the women look different from each other. Not a bunch of blondes, a bunch of brunettes, different sizes and shapes, ages. I love it.
I have to say, this Crystal is really growing on me. I didn't love her at first, but now she's been in the role the longest, so now I think I'm used to her. And I can't even really remember what the first two were like.
Oh, I still love the first one.
I like the second one better than the first one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, the first one went to that show with the Beauty and the Baker.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I love that show, and I'm so sad it got canceled for one season. I love that show so much. I don't know, the Crystal character, I didn't care for the original Crystal. I wasn't a Nemesis fan either. I was always elected. Crystal's whatever to me. She's like, she is what she's supposed to be. She's like the one that's just like the good girl.
Well, not this one.
Well, so she's still a good girl. She just does what she has to do sometimes.
Uh-huh.
But remember, she has a moral compass. She does a moral compass.
Okay.
So that's Crystal's thing.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
We haven't had our Alexis Crystal knockdown drag out fight this season.
They're not around each other. they're just really not interacting.
Sometimes they switch it out and they make it Fallon and
Right.
Alexis, but
they haven't this season. This season, because Fallon had the whole sick storyline. She was sick. And Alexis had her own thing. They haven't. They kind of had Alexis and Dominique have the big fight this season. They had their little tussle. The cave. That's when they got stuck. So they gave it to them, which to me, it worked. It totally worked.
Do you remember when Fallon shot up the house? She came in with the gun. She just shot everything.
Yes,
that was one of my favorite ones.
Yes, that was they're all Aaron and Tommy. Melrose podcast is a must. They'll do it.
We'll get there. Hopefully.
Melrose Mondays. Seriously, I have Melrose Mondays at my house. We have a big circular couch that I got from the 60s, and we all throughout. We make food, have drinks, of course, and everybody would find their seat on the couch. And everybody was a character, and my friend was Kimberly, and I was Sydney.
I wish I could have been there.
Like a baby the way we had them. I was a grown up back then. It's the 90s. You were like 2, and I was like 30.
No, I was a little bit older than that because I remember watching. I one time found a VHS tape that said Melrose on it. I was like, "Oh, I used to tape my shows back then too."
See, but the thing was, because we were because they see the whole thing was Mondays are a bitch, and that was our whole thing, and we're all bitches, and
that's honestly why we started releasing the show on Mondays, was because it was kind of homage to Melrose Place. Even our first little graphic was Mondays. Bitchy again. Yeah.
I love that. The original Dynasty was on at 10 p.m. on Wednesdays, so late. So for a lot of us I was in high school when it came out. When I came out, I was in junior high. I couldn't stay. I had to beg to stay up late to watch it on Wednesday. Then I got into high school. I was able to stay up later. And so it was on 10 o'clock. It was late at night, but you couldn't wait to see it. It was so. Every week was outrageous. It was every week was outrageous. It was must-see television. I just remember it was crazy. But it was the middle of the week on a Wednesday at 10. I was so late. We all sit in my living room now, and we all sit there and watch it, and then go to bed right afterwards. And there was no social media folks back then or cell phones. So the next day we go to school and talk about it.
Yeah.
Yes. And Dynasty is a soap opera that encouraged me, my friend Brian Marshall, back in the day, to write our first soap in high school. And it was called Elegance. And Elegance was based on Dynasty. And that was my first foray into writing a show. This was back in the 80s. I found those papers recently. And I was
wow.
I'm scared to read them.
I have a little notebook of just in high school, I would write down character ideas, show ideas, and things like that.
So
you should take your scripts and make them your new audio drama, James.
I looked at them going, wow. I'm afraid to see how bad they are because I was in high school. So I was writing. And it was 80s. So I'm writing the 80s. So one day I'll look at them maybe. And I wrote a spinoff called West Destiny. I haven't looked at any of those papers. I've seen them. They're in a box. I'm just scared. But Dynasty really, I was a huge Dallas fan too, but Dynasty was the one that made me write a soap. I just thought it was because Dynasty was it was so campy and anything could happen. Every cliffhanger, every season ender, everything was just more outrageous than the next. And the wardrobe.
Was your show original characters, or was it fan fiction, Dynasty fan fiction?
It was neither. It was original piece. We wrote our own characters, but they were based off of.
Okay.
And that we weren't that fan. There was nothing called fan fiction back then. I'm just saying, it was just we were writing our own soap, but it was heavily influenced by Dynasty. We're talking mid-80s. This is mid-80s. This is way.
So it was the character archetypes.
Yes, exactly. I was 13, 14, 15 years old. This is more than half a lifetime ago. So they didn't have anything. They didn't have message boards, or they didn't have anything. That stuff didn't exist. We didn't have computers yet, really. None of stuff existed. So
I feel like Tommy and I, we were on that the verge of, we had it without it, but we also had it with a little bit.
Yeah.
So
no,
I think it was my my mid-teens is when I started to go to message boards.
See, my would have been like, I think it was later on. I think I was in college when I started doing that.
Because I heard of message boards, but I had not gone on them. I had heard of them. Television on a few of those. My friends were on. My brother was on them. I just was like, I had a computer. I had a computer that was just for like typing a few things and an email here and there. But I wasn't on my computer like I am now, clearly. Back then, I didn't go on message boards. Yeah, like it just wasn't anything. It just didn't do that. I was barely on MySpace. I was like, so I was not really online that much back then. But this, what I'm saying, this is even before all that. We didn't even have that. I was playing Pong on a computer screen back then, and my Atari 800 or whatever. And it was completely, we didn't have that. We just didn't have it. So it literally was the soap magazines, Soap Opera Weekly, which I missed, Soap Opera Digest, of course.
Me too.
All those magazines were.
I was telling Candace about how I really miss the way soap opera magazines used to be, because I don't feel like Soap Opera Digest, I'm not trying to be mean, they don't do a good job anymore. It's like they have a template and they just replace it every week.
Yep.
And I was like, I could create a soap opera magazine and do it justice. But then I'm like, I've also got other things to do.
If I could, and maybe one day, I'm already halfway there. If I could, I would like to know soap net. I would like to own a soap net and just have soaps all day long. That's something I would love to do.
I want to be a part of that journey with you, James. I'm okay with being the vice president. You can be the president.
There you go. I know Candace likes to try to squeeze her nose in there somewhere too. I'm sure she's going to try.
She and I can be co-vice presidents then.
Vice presidents, yes.
JLJ meeting in association with AW.
That's right. AW Studios. That's right, bitches. That's right.
We'll have a night that's just for the queers too, so that we.
Maybe you want. It's a sub channel. I mean, do whatever we want. That's like this logo dropped the ball too. But that's no story. But yeah, because we could have Queer as Folk. We could have Noah's Ark. We can have all these other queer things going on there too. And I mean, all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of stuff that I would love to do. I'd love to have a soap channel. I would love to have a soap channel.
We need to find some investors. If anyone's listening out there that just has disposable income.
It's not just
sign up for OnlyFans. Get us on OnlyFans.
Oh, God. I already told them earlier. Nobody's going to want to see all this.
So Aaron and I joked about doing like a bait and switch, like taking sexy photos with like bars of soap.
Folks go on OnlyFans and post like regular stuff. What?
Hey, Clifford said he'd invest in it, so we got one investor. Yeah.
It's not just investing. The problem is getting the rights. We have to get the rights to all the older soaps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that kind of stuff. That's because I would want to be a comprehensive soap. That's what's on the story. That's on the talk. I won't get to the weeds about that, but that's something that I would love to have one day, where we'd have the soaps we're creating, the soaps that are out there. We'd have a whole channel. So I have my soap net cup. Whenever I drink out of it, Ken's like, "Why are you drinking out of it?" I'm like, "Because I want to." Like I have some announcements. Drinking out my soap net cup. Yes, but Dynasty, the original Dynasty was must-see television. We were watching it live when it was on 10 o'clock at night. And I will tell you, this Dynasty is, to me, must-see television every Friday. And I believe this Friday is 2 hours. It's 2 episodes.
Yes, I saw that. There are 2 episodes.
I was wondering, because I have YouTube TV. I don't have regular cable. And I was looking, and it said this week was episode 20 and next week's episode 22. And I'm like, what happened? They skipped an episode. But I guess because it's 2 hours.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get ready for the fall season to start. So they got to hurry up and get those last few episodes out.
Yeah. So with 3 episodes left, do you guys have any predictions on how the season might end?
No.
I'd like to say I could, but with Dynasty, I really...
You never know.
Exactly.
I mean, I knew Anders died in the original, but granted, Anders wasn't a big character in the original, in my opinion. This one had, he was main, like, he was there, involved in their lives, not just, the butler.
Was Anders the one that set the fire at the end of season 3 in the original?
Yes.
Yeah,
and then because that's what led to his suicide.
Yeah.
Or some, I think, because I remember. So I was very disappointed to see Anders go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, keep him.
Or what?
Hopefully, we get to keep him the way they've been showing him.
It'll be fun. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, this show is so unpredictable. I have no predict. I usually can predict stuff. I can't predict. It's just so unpredictable.
It'd be like saying, well, this is what's going to happen on Melrose, and then season 2, 3, and 4 happen. You're like, I couldn't have predicted any of this.
All right. My official prediction is they're somehow going to weave in the abduction, the alien abduction.
If they do, Copy Hero, I'm going to find you. I have a special set of skills.
Why
are we talking about space?
Because we're not in the 80s anymore. Space is the next frontier.
I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
I'll be right. Tell me surprised. You're really right. I don't like that. Hope they don't.
That's what it is. It'll be Jeff's like Fallon will think it's a spaceship or something, but it'll just be Jeff's
rocket
or whatever.
I'll take the Moldavia massacre first before I take a abduction, please. Let's shoot everybody in a foreign country, please. Thank you. I'll take that first. Oh.
Well, James, we know you've got to go, but we just want to say thank you so much for coming on again.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 episodes left. So... What?
You did it live. You did it, folks.
We did it. Well, we had a soft launch last Sunday night because we were like, no, what? Let's just kind of just test it. But this was our official. It went well.
See, it's like you did. I do it all the time. I like live before more than recorded. So.
Oh yeah, Tommy has decided, the one who was against going live, I might add, hardcore. We won't do it. I'm not ready. He says we're going live every week.
It was after we did your show. I was like, that's it. We're going live every week.
Trust me, it's so much easier. It's so much easier. It's not as bad. Less editing.
Trust me. I know. Post production has. Yeah, there's less.
Yes, less editing and everything. I tell people, we're going live. So whatever you say is going to go out there. So be ready. That's all to say. Be ready. But yes. But no, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. I love the show Dynasty. 3 episodes left. I'll be excited to watch them. And anytime we're back on your show, I'll come back on your show. Anytime.
Oh, well, thank you. Because I'm sure we'll have you back for a Melrose episode.
Yes. All right. Big Melrose episode. I'll come back for that.
We'll have to make it big. You'll have to get us a Melrose actor to come on and guest star. That's your assignment. I can do that. That's your assignment, James.
Okay.
That's your assignment.
I think I can do that, actually. So yeah.
You're officially employed by AW.
AW Studios. I'm like, yeah. So I told you you're going to own JLJB. You're going to gobble me up and swallow me whole, and that's it. I'm like under the A&W. Well, A&W. AW Studios.
All right, thanks so much,
James. We'll talk to you later.
People, follow me. Do it.
Yeah, follow him, JLJ Media.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
It's always fun having James on the show.
Yeah.
I just love him.
It's great because he was like our first official guest. So who else will we have for our first live?
I mean, it's we're full circle.
Yeah.
In 4 months. So,
all right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to our first live Queers and Soaps.
And we have some other stuff coming up this week, don't we, Tommy?
We do. What's coming up this week?
Titans Part 3. We'll be finishing our discussion of Gone Too Soon. That comes out Friday. And then just to let everyone know, Thursday is a very special day that's near and dear to my heart. One Tree Hill Day, September 23rd. Make sure you watch the pilot or watch some episode to celebrate.
I think because we've already talked about the pilot, we decided we're going to do a live video and we're going to talk about the 100th episode.
Which is one of my favorites. I go around quoting it all the time. When you fixed my car, you fixed my heart.
Oh my God.
But yes, we will be discussing the 100th episode, and that's going to be Thursday at 7, correct?
7 Central, 8 o'clock
Oh yeah,
Eastern.
7 Central for stupid time zones.
We're bi-coastal.
I just started listing them all just so I'm like, no what? This way I'm correct.
All right, guys, check us out on all the socials at Queers and Soaps, and we will see you Thursday live again.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.